In December 2020, the second round of $600 stimulus checks were distributed. Direct stimulus payments of $1,400 were made to individuals with annual incomes of $75,000 or less. Welcome to Fix Your Finances, Build Financial Wealth. If you want to build your financial wealth and fill your mind with the right information, then you are at the right destination. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to provide you with more valuable content. Alright guys, let us get straight into the topic now without any further ado. The third stimulus package, a check package, has been approved by both houses of Congress. The stimulus package has now been finalized by Congress. Joe Biden will receive the bill. Joe Biden is expected to sign the bill on Friday. The government excels at squandering our time. We understand, but it's worth adding a little extra clarity because we may not be able to provide the details. The bill includes $410 billion for $1,400 stimulus checks to be distributed to both adults and dependents, which include college students who are dependents unless they file separately. If you're a dependent college student, for example, you'll get this if you file with your parents. If you earn less than $75,000 per year as an individual, but less than $80,000 per year, you will receive the full $1,400 under $75,000 and will apparently phase out at $80,000. As a head of household, you get the full $1,400 if your income is less than $112,500. You'll have that phase-out time as long as you don't make more than $120,000. If you make less than $150,000 as a joint filer, you will receive the full $1,400 check. Otherwise, the phase-out will be between $150,000 and $160,000 for joint filers. The $1,400 check could be sent as early as next week. Joe Biden is expected to sign a contract. As a result, it's possible that it'll be a little later next week. In other words, individuals with adjusted gross incomes of up to $75,000, heads of household with $112,500, and married couples filing jointly with $150,000 will receive full $1,400 payments. Payments are lowered for those with incomes above those thresholds, as with prior stimulus checks. The Senate, on the other hand, has requested the income levels at which the payments are phased out be reduced. Individuals earning $80,000, heads of households earning $120,000, and married couples earning $160,000 will have their payments capped under those terms. According to estimates, the change could result in up to 12 million fewer adults receiving stimulus funds. Another noteworthy change is that the payments will be available to dependents of all ages. Only those under the age of 17 have been included in previous checks. By mid-March, when improved federal unemployment benefits are set to expire, the bill should be finalized. The majority of the payments will most likely be sent via direct deposit to those who already have their bank information on file with the IRS, as with the first two stimulus checks. According to Garrett Watson, a senior policy analyst at the Tax Foundation, that money could start to come within 2 weeks of the law being finalized based on the last $600 checks. The remaining direct payments will be mailed out as debit cards or checks. According to Watson, those payments may take longer to arrive, possibly as late as April or May. One reason payments may be delayed this time is that the IRS will be in the middle of tax season when they are sent out, he explained. However, previous payment experience may make the process go more smoothly. The Internal Revenue Service has announced that it has sent out all legally permitted first and second stimulus checks and is now focusing on tax season. The IRS distributed over 160 million $1,200 stimulus checks, totaling over $270 billion. It has also sent out 147 million $600 direct payments, worth a total of $142 billion. People who are eligible but did not receive previous payments should use a recovery rebate credit on their tax returns to claim the money. Joe Biden has stated that getting this bill passed as soon as possible is his top priority. Getting the check signed as soon as possible getting these checks out as soon as possible, and he will not wait for his name to be written on the check. It makes no difference to him whose name is on it. He'd like to see the checks being written. This is what Jen Psaki said today. For the 2021 tax year, child tax credits of $250 per month for children under the age of 18 and $300 per month for children under the age of 6 will be in effect. Starting in July, this tax credit could be distributed weekly. We anticipate that some sort of portal will be available to allow people to opt out of this, add children to their existing accounts, or make adjustments for newly born children or children who have outgrown the credit. Make sure that's correct, otherwise you'll have to pay that money back in taxes. That's different from stimulus checks, where if you get overpaid on the stimulus checks, you get to keep it, so you won't get it back if you get overpaid on the child tax credit. The bill also includes tax credits ranging from $4,000 to $8,000 for costs related to dependent care, so that could include adult dependents as well. Tax credits will be available for 50% of costs between $8,000 and $16,000, which essentially means that if you spend $4,000 on one child and up to $8,000 on two children, you will receive a credit. So, if you spend $8,000 and have one child, you may be eligible for a tax credit of 50% or $4,000. Let's say you have two dependents who aren't necessarily children and you spend up to $16,000 on dependent care. You could get up to an $8,000 tax credit, and this benefit is available to families earning up to $400,000. Similar phase-outs can be found around 75 to 150 mark for the child tax credit and stimulus check. Around 7% of the bill will go to vaccination, and vaccine funding for COVID treatment will be extended by $300 per week through September 6th, with a tax break of up to $10,000. For those who received unemployment benefits in 2020, there will be an increase in tax-free unemployment benefits. If you've already filed your 2020 tax return, the IRS is expected to issue guidance in the next 2 to 3 weeks on how to claim your refund. It is unclear whether you will be required to file a tax return amendment or not. So we'd sit tight and wait for direction on that so you won't waste time working on it. The bill also includes a $7 billion increase in PPP funding. We also learned that the application period for the PPP would be extended for another 3 months. Remember that if you are a gig worker with a negative net income, you are eligible. You can now use your gross income as long as it is in good condition. It will be rounded to the nearest $100,000. If you earn more than $100,000, now is a wonderful time to start using the PPP if you haven't already. The fact that they're extending it indicates that there's still time and money in the pot to be had. It's simply unrestricted cash. There is no forgiveness of student loans in this bill. If a student loan debt is forgiven in the future, however, it will be tax-free between now and 2025. Student loan forgiveness will not be taxed, which is something Congress managed to sneak into this bill. It's not going to be a taxable event, so even though there is no forgiveness right now, we've laid the foundation. Despite Joe Biden's repeated mentions of it during the campaign, there is no $200 increase in Social Security benefits. It was also in his strategy, so maybe it'll come back in the infrastructure package, which is the next package that Congress will prioritize. There is no change to the minimum wage, and there is no money for Nancy Pelosi's transit system or Chuck Schumer's bridge in this package. That's all there is to it, guys. Our third stimulus package has been approved. Congratulations, and we hope you receive this funding as quickly as possible. We recently witnessed a Bitcoin price increase. By the way, Bitcoin just jumped about $400 per coin after this bill was passed. In response to this, the stock market is currently flat, though we did see Tesla go positive in the last few minutes. So Tesla, at least among the stocks responding to this, or let's see, there we go. So you can see Tesla had a good little bounce here upon the passage of the bill, and it appears that NIO had some green candlesticks on the passage as well. Obviously, consumer stocks would do well in an event like this, as there were a lot of precise stimulus checks going directly into Bitcoin accounts over at Voyager when the last stimulus passed. That's it, folks. We hope this session was informative, and make sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at fixyourfinances_. See you next time at Fix Your Finances. Well, folks, with those two shiny pieces of information revealed, we have come to the end of the video. Take care and toodles!